Hello there and welcome back. In this video we are going to take a look at web framework which is called Esmerald, and this web framework was created by a gentleman called Diego Silva, if I pronounce it correctly, and on the Medium site you will find a pretty good article as to why he created it. So if you want, give it a read. And we are going to take it for a test drive and see how it fares. So in order to do that, what we will do is to go ahead and create, where am I? Create a directory. And inside that directory, create a virtual environment, and we are going to go ahead and activate the directory and pip install Esmerald. And as per the documentation, if we want to run it in production, we should also install UV-Corn. So we are also going to do that after this completes. And then we are going to create one or two examples as to how you can use it. So basically, yeah, pip install UV-Corn. Alright, and here comes the fun part. Let's go to the NeoVim and create a child node. Let's call this hello.py and go ahead and give it a test drive. So basically, the first thing that we would like to do is to create a small example, and for that we are going to use the following code: Esmerald GitHub. All right, cool. What is it? I found a pretty cool example. Let's see, documentation. Oh, hold on, I have it. So, what we have to do is to go ahead and from Esmerald, import Esmerald, and the gateway, and the get. So, now we should have the option to create a context route, and it should be served by a async function, and it is supposed to return a string, and then we say that hello world, and then we can create our application. And inside this application we will have routes, and these routes are going to be served by a gateway, and this gateway will have a handler which is called index. And if everything goes well, we should be able to go ahead and run it. So UV-Corn hello app on the port 8000, and let's give it a reload. Executing the server. Oh, I think I'm I still have the development mode enabled. That's okay. So let's copy this URL and go ahead and hit our browser. So now if we go back to the other window, you can see that I am able to hit the web page and it serves the hello world text. And let's go back and see another example. So nvim sme, let's create a child node, new example, or let's call this another example, and go ahead and edit it. Okay, so basically Esmerald is also built with Pydantic, so you have all the data validation and other goodies. And it also supports WebSockets, so technically you have the option to have an application which is supporting not just HTTP but WebSockets as one. And here is how we can do it. From Esmerald we have to import Esmerald and the gateway and JSON response and request and WebSocket and WebSocket gateway and get and status. And here we will have a context route which is basically going to return with the status code status dot http 200 OK, and the async def home is going to return JSON response and basically returns the JSON response with the JSON document as follows: detail hello world. And we will have the following application layout: Esmerald, routes, and this is going to be a list, and it will have a gateway with the handler equals to home. Let's save it, and to run it I'm going to open up another terminal window, and currently I would like to activate it and use the UV clone, and technically the another example at app --port 8000 --reload. Alright, so now if we go ahead and visit our browser, let me open up a new window and pull it to the other side. I should be able to hit again this context route, and you can see the JSON response. So now I'm going to go back to my window and create the other context route. So for example, it will also respond to a GET request, async def another, and it will return a dictionary, and we would like to specify the request with the request type, and then we return a dictionary, and we say that another hello world, and technically we are going to go ahead and add it to the list. So this should be, oh, how should I structure it? We have this one, and here the gateway for the handler equals another. Alright, so let's save it and go back. Async. And let's see. So we can hit the application. And what else do we have? Hold on. Let's go back and do something. So we want to specify the context route. And let's make this home. And let's make this the other. All right. So now, if we go ahead and hit home, you can see this response, and you can see the another. Okay. And if you go back, I'm going to show you how you can use the WebSocket. So this is the WebSocket decorator, and it will have the path specified by curly braces and say ws / path param str and async def socket context. It will take a socket as a WebSocket argument, and it will not return anything, so none. And await socket that accept, and then message equals await socket that await socket that receive JSON, assert message, assert socket, and await socket that close. Great. And now what we can do is to add the WebSocket gateway with the handler equals to socket context. And now we can save it, and we have an error. What's the error? Async def WebSocket. Yeah. Hold on. We have to go ahead and import WebSocket. All right, so now the application is up, and I think I have in the GitHub repositories by something which could be used for WebSocket. So index async, no, your repositories, let's call this WebSocket. Async WebSockets, that's my repository. So part 1, WebSocket client, and this is the code that we would like to use. So Control C, and let's go to the code editor, save it and close it and create a new node. So ws client.py, and here we would like to use the insert, and it is going to be called 127.0.0.1 port 8000 and ws, and I think that's it. Okay, the other thing that I think I also want to do is to go to the another example and remove this path parameter, because we are not going to use it. And yeah, let's save it, let's quit it, pip install WebSockets. All right, and now let's go back to NeoVim, Esme, WebSocket client, and it should run. So Python 3 client, hold on, this was imported from GitHub, so it should be using this one. All right, so there was a problem with the indentation. So WebSocket connection HTTP 403 rejected, and let's go back and edit the code. Let's see another example. This is, I think, fine, but the client should go here. Let's open up a new window and source the virtual environment, and this is going to be one message. And let's see, the other thing that we have to modify is to send the JSON message. So technically we could do the message. Let's save it. So whatever, and now here comes the googly part. Python WebSockets send JSON. Using Python to communicate with WebSockets using JSON. So connection, receive JSON dumps. JSON dumps. Okay, let's try it. Let's import JSON and JSON dumps, and here comes the message. Whatever. Okay, connection closed doc, sent 1000, connection open, connection closed, and now we should be able to go ahead to the another example. So basically we have received the message. Let's try to print it. And there we go. So this is how we can implement our application, or a simple example application in Esmerald. So this is really a pretty decent module, esmerald.dev. And if you fancy learning something new, you may as well try it out. What you should also keep in mind that you can install Esmerald with specifics, so you can install it with templates, schedulers, Java Web Token support, encoders, testing, and so on. So basically it's up to you. I hope you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.